powered by Pipe TV.
Tony's on the move again. Tony's on the move again. Tony's on the move again.
Hey everybody, this is your girl, Miss Tonni, and of course you are watching On the Move. I am so super excited that you have let me into your homes, and we have a great show for you today. We are in 2022, already started the season, and of course, if you have a story or show idea, please do not forget to email me because I want to hear what you got to say. Okay, well, on today's show is going to be just amazing because we have our guest is brains, beauty, and talent all across the board. And let me tell you, she has so much topics that she could talk about. One particular topic that I'm very much interested in is her love for learning, for schooling, and of course, it goes to say with what's going on with our children today, I definitely want to talk to her about her ideas. So let's take a peek of who our guest is.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bonita, former student at St. Augustine's University. When I was going to school, it was St. Augustine's College, but now it's University. I graduated in 1991. I'm a computer science major, and I came back today to pay it forward. I'm giving back to the students and also to the university on things that I gained from being here. One, talking about how the education here has helped me push me forward into my career. Also, some of the resources that I've leveraged, like the Career Development Center, working with some of the administration to get me in front of a lot of the employers, like job fairs. That's where I was able to secure my first job. I actually had my first job offer before my senior year. I had multiple job offers that was provided to me before when I graduated from college. One of the things that I want to emphasize is that the things that I learned here allowed me to get my foot in the door and also prepared me for the workforce. Things from a business administration type of things, accounting, logic, definitely all the programming classes that I learned. I was able to, my first job was a computer programmer, and I was using COBOL. So taking stuff that I learned from St. Augustine's University allowed me to push forward in my career. And today I'm with Depository Trust Clearing Corporation, which is DTCC, and I am running the cybersecurity program there. I make sure that people are safe, making sure people aren't clicking on things, so I provide security awareness. I also have a business, and I also provide more technical services to individuals. But I would not be here today if it wasn't for the knowledge and the experience and exposure that I gained from St. Augustine's University. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and welcome our guest to the show, Dr. Bo Best. Hi, Bonita.
Hi, how are you?
I am great, Bonita. Okay, so I know we've had a conversation before, right? And she says her friends, she considered me her friends,
Yep.
call her Bo. So Bo, what's going on with you? I know the last time we spoke, you had so many interesting facets to your collection there of yourself. And I know one of the topics that I wanted to discuss with you is about learning. you had told me that you love learning, but let's go back for a moment. Where did all that come from?
My family comes from just a whole bunch of educators. And so education has always been important. And that's one thing that no one could ever take from you. That's something that my family has always told me is get your education because they can never take that from you. It's the stuff that you have in your head. And so from there, I've just always enjoyed learning, reading, and some of the things that in life you have to call upon, things that things that you've been exposed to, and so for me, I've always been a lifelong learner. I made up, reasons to be in school. So I went to summer school when everyone was on breaks. I didn't have to go to school because of, scores were not, sufficient or anything like that. It was just because I enjoyed school. I liked meeting my teachers because I looked up to them. I thought they were the smartest people in the world, because they made education fun. Most of my professors, my teachers, they all made things, it made it make sense to me how you can apply a lot of that stuff in your everyday life. And so it was age appropriate for as I was growing up. And so from that, I've always was fascinated about learning. And I would travel, even though physically I couldn't travel at that age, but I can travel through just from their storytelling, and books and stuff like that. So my teachers were storytellers. That's the way I looked at them. And so they made things make sense to me. And so from there, I was able to I always wanted to know more. So they was, scratch the surface and, pique that
Made it
curiosity.
interesting, spike your interest, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I brought this up, because, again, my family was big on education as well, right? But look at our children today. Look at the school system today, what's happening, the at-home learning. Not saying that it's impossible to do, but definitely during the COVID time, a lot of parents was not prepared for that. They're not equipped. What is your take on our education system and the kids learning today?
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I think we discovered a gap between home and school. A gap from the standpoint of what teachers, are, educating our students in the classrooms. Not all the time the parents were aware of what they were, learning, even though now they're leveraging technology to put those syllabus and, the coursework online. Some parents would go out there, some parents did not. Some of them because of, lack of technology, lack of knowledge. And so due to COVID, we were forced and thrust into technology, the use of technology. And that's where, for me, I was loving life, because I'm like, finally, we are seeing what the technology is bridging that gap, because technically, let me tell you, with COVID, if we didn't have technology, schools were shut down. How would we educate our students, And so I actually, for my master's degree and my doctorate degree, I went to school online. And most of my coursework was online. So at that time, people kind of, at times they had those little look down on you type of, the classes online, or you got your degree via an online platform. And so now, look at us now. We're leveraging technology. Parents are using technology, kids are using technology. And so from there, I just think we needed to educate our parents a bit more on what's happening in the school system, so that we can help those students, because I felt bad for some of these parents. I felt really bad for the parents, because they were forced into a teacher mode, and some of them was not as
prepared. And Bo, I'm getting this little thing to wrap up this first segment. We went by so fast, but I do want to continue into the next segment, if you don't mind, because I feel like it is very important. I like to hear your voice on it some more, especially going forward. what you're doing now with the cyber security. Okay, so we're going to touch upon that. Yes, I did say cyber security, guys. Yes, I told you brains. Okay, so we'll be right back with some more bold bets.
Miss Tony's on the move again.
Welcome back. I'm still here with Dr. Bo Best, and we were getting deep into the conversation about schooling and our kids today. So once again, Bo, here we are, we're talking about the parents being forced into it. And you know, one thing that kept going to my mind is that we have a lot of immigrants, right? A lot of kids in the schools. The kids speak the English, the parents do not. And now here the parents have to teach. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so horrible, because these parents are counting on the school to give their kids the best education. And here we are.
And here we are. And that's where I said, you know, we identified a gap. And so we have to work with parents a bit more. Teachers and the education system needs to work closer with parents to help, because we're partners. You know, I've always said that teachers and parents, you know, that's what the parent teacher conference comes in.
All right.
Truly, you know, it's a partnership. You know, what happens at home can have an effect at school and vice versa. And so now we're blending the worlds, and that's what happened with COVID. So
do you think the kids now these days are liking school? Because I know back in the days I liked school too. You know, I looked forward to getting up and going see my friends and sitting in class. I mean, math was my favorite subject. You know, I'm a mathematician to this day. But what do you think the kids are liking school? Because I'm not hearing much.
I don't, honestly, I don't think so, because they're on computers all the time now. And that used to be a pastime. Now they're you know, for school. And so they don't get to interface
the very young ones.
Right. Kindergarten.
Yes.
Pre-K. Yeah.
Even before that, before they even go to school, from 3 years old, they're sitting with iPads.
Yeah.
You know, which goes into, I'm changing the subject real quick, right? Because I told you Bo has brains, right? Your education is in cybersecurity. Tell us about that. How did you get that?
Yeah, so it started off, I got into the computer degree. I got my bachelor's degree in computer science, my master's in technology management, and then I got my doctorate in business administration. And honestly, I got into computer science because I asked my advisor, you know, where can I make money? How can I make money to stay out of my parents' house from this point forward? And actually, they said either engineering or computers. And at that time, we're talking about 1987, there was no cell phones, those big old, you know, IBM 3151s, you know, mainframes and all that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I was a programmer. When I graduated, I became a programmer, but it was because it was able to make money. And she said computers is the way to go. And if you want to make money, go with that. And that's what I did.
Look where we are now. Look at the technology now.
Yep. And so going to the school system, this is where I was cringing, and I really started volunteering my time, going to Great American Teach-ins and etc., talking to students about cyber, you know, because cybersecurity impacts everybody, no matter what age, what industry. It's not discriminating against race or anything like that. It's for everyone. Everyone is impacted. Anyone can, you know, it can be impacted by cybersecurity. So students, talking about teachers, the education, you know, the school systems had to kind of beef up their cyber.
Absolutely. I remember hearing on the news when everybody all of a sudden started to do Zoom. you know, how people were hacking into the
Oh, yes.
classrooms. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Yeah.
So
And that was,
scary.
yeah. So they had to come up with protocols that they never thought about, the best practices and et cetera. So that's where cyber security experts and IT professionals came into the limelight, because we were helping nonprofits, schools, financial institutions, the government, everybody, every industry needed a cyber expert, which is why I advocate for it. I tell people, if you ask me what career to go with, I'm going to tell you to get into the computer field, specifically cybersecurity. Get into that STEM program, which is, you know, the science, technology, engineering, math, and then also there's the arts parts of it, because there's a lot of opportunity, there's growth, there's entrepreneurs that are starting businesses. You need cybersecurity, IT to grow
You
your
think
business.
that you think everybody will be able to do that now, again, especially how hard it is for the students to start learning now while they're home? I mean, they're talking about going back to online, you know, at home teaching again, you know, taking the kids out of school and they have to go do it at home again.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then some parents are actually taking that choice or making that decision. I'd rather have my kids home safe, not exposing them, because there is a choice. There's some school systems that allow people to make choices about not wearing a mask. It's not mandated to get vaccinated. It's a lot of different things, a lot of factors. So people are making decisions based upon what's safe and best for themselves. And technology is here to stay. And, you know, we just have to embrace it. And that's where I work with youth. I work with elderly, because right now elderly are, you know, prime targets, because they know that they may not be as savvy as some of the young ones.
yes.
And so, you know, you have identity theft, you have people constantly compromising our data, and it's not our fault. It's impacting organizations that holds our data. So we have to learn how to protect ourselves. And that's where I like to periodically give information. That's where I've launched the BoKnowsBest.com, where I have some infographics that's available that people can download to learn how to make adjustments on their cell phones, how to protect their digital life, and etc. But there's things that I'm going to be blogging about this year to help educate people about that. And I'm definitely targeting my elders, my seniors, and my youth, and the parents that, you know, I'm really, it's for everyone, but it's plain English. You know, there's things that we have to break a lot of this complex stuff into plain English. And that's where educators, that's where my educators
Absolutely, absolutely.
you know, that's
So,
why I love,
yeah. So, Bo, I mean, again, Bo knows best, right? She talked about that. You guys got to make sure you follow up on that. But when we come back, we're going to talk about Bo, the model. Stay tuned.
Hey y'all, I'm Jacana, owner of JoJo's Closet Curve Teak, where we encourage curvy physiques to rock their curves straight up, no chaser. And I'm on the move with Miss Tonni.
And welcome back. We are still here with Bo. And I mean, I told you guys brains. I keep mentioning that, right? Brains, brains, brains. Well, here's the beauty, because Bo, the model. Bo, how do you transition from, you know, from all that technology, from being a doctor, and now all of a sudden, you know, you're Bo, the model? How did this transition happen?
I became an empty nester. I wanted to pursue my childhood dream of being a model. The fashion industry started welcoming people that look like me, where, you know, people of color, people that are all shapes and sizes, all ages. And so it was the right opportunity. I was representing someone, one of my artists. I was a talent manager, and I ended up going to a model call to present the artist to them. And I ended up getting some eyeballs looking at me, and some designers said, "Hey, we want her." And so I was like, you know,
you're looking around like, make sure it's
right, who me? And so the opportunity presented itself, and I you know, I believe that everything happens for a reason. There are no mistakes. So I jumped fully in, I was coached by, one of my sorority sisters who was there. She, was like, this is how we walk. This is how you close. This is how you open a show. And so she taught me some things. And then some of the designers that was working with me just started, embracing me and opening the doors for me. And so from there, I kicked the door wide open. I just pursued it. I'm a freelance model. And so I pursued it and I tested myself in my home state and my hometown, which was in the Tampa Bay area in Florida. And then I started expanding throughout Florida and then to Georgia and then up to New York. And so that's where I've been able to, walk in New York Fashion Week and, a few other shows up there in New York. So it's been such a journey and it's awesome. I've done I've done catalog.
It's not only fashion, but it's not only fashion. You've also done commercials. I mean, they have you on film. I mean,
yeah, so it has really opened the door. Yeah, it has opened the door for me and I've just been embracing it. I enjoy the journey and I try to share it with people because I do want to be an inspiration to others, which goes along with my mantra, the thing that came to me, which is helping people help themselves. And through this, I'm learning a lot and I try to share as much as I can. I'm an open book. And again, goes with my dissertation, transferring knowledge with the movement of people. And I'm moving and I'm sharing that knowledge. And that's where the BoldKnowsBest.com comes into play, and also some of my journaling that I do online. But
I was trying to head you that way because you are a blogger as well. Yes.
So I try to share my story, share information and knowledge to educate and increase awareness, not only just basic stuff, but also to protect your digital life, being a model, because cyber comes in to attack, designers. It comes attacking models because you're phishing campaigns and all that stuff. So I talk about stuff like that. But as a model, my world collided together because cyber.
Right.
It collides into some of the other things that I'm doing because I am a brand. I represent other brands as a model. And so I treat their brands just as superior as mine. And it's important. And that is something that I advocate. I try to mentor people. I coach. That's some of the things that I'm trying to get into is
and guys, if you really don't know about Bo, you better follow her. I mean, because Bo really expands her brand, right? Bo knows best. Bo knows cleaning, because that's one of her businesses, right? Bo knows it all. She has so many Bo knows something, right? So Bo, if someone actually wanted to follow you, book you, basically get some advice from you, use your cleaning services, like how can they find you? How can they follow you?
So online for my cleaning services, Bo Knows Cleaning. That's on Instagram as well as on Facebook. Bo the Model, Bo_ the Model which is on Instagram, and Bo the Model, which is on Facebook. You can send me a direct message, and also I can leave my email address that people can email me. I will not open any links or attachments because I am a cyber professional. And if I'm not expecting the email, I will not answer it. So it is bothemodel@gmail.com. You can reach out to me that way and I will respond to it. But I do want to just talk about just getting into modeling because I got in, I was 48 years old. So anyone that has ever wanted to get into modeling, or you want to pursue your dreams, pursue it, I can tell you how to just, there's steps that you can do, things that is homegrown that I've done to, to get myself out there. And I'm just grateful for the opportunities, all the designers and producers that have supported me on my journey, the photographers that has embraced me and gotten behind me and have worked with me, giving me some free, some of them I had to pay, but some free images and stuff like that, because that is what you see. And I try to give credit where it's due. I could not be where I am.
So Bo, can you drop one final word, one final jewel for those models?
Go for it. Do not take no as a your final answer. It is always an opportunity for you, and even if you create it for yourself, because that's what I've done.
Wow, beautiful. Look, you know we're gonna have to do part 2, right, you guys? Yes, we're gonna have to do part 2 with Bo. She will be back. Bo, this is your platform. I always tell my guests that this is your platform. Anything that's going on with you, just hit me up. You have my number, you have my email, and that goes for you guys too. Again, if you have a story or show idea that you want to air here on my show, just give me a shout. Send me an email. I'll be glad to hear what you have to say. Everyone has a story to tell. All right. So, Bo, once again, thank you for coming through. We will be doing part 2.
All right. And I appreciate the opportunity, Tonni. This is awesome. And I support your platform. So I will be marketing, promoting you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And guys, we have also did an interview with Bo on my sister platform, Pipe TV. So make sure you look out for that as well. Okay.
On the 26th.
Guys, it's been well. Stay safe. I look forward to seeing you on another episode of On the Move with Miss Tonni. I'll see you guys later.